This is every single demon moon or hashira that's died so far, and I'm gonna recap how they died. Let's start with Season 1 demon moons. Rui is one of the first demon moons to have died in Season 1, and there's one fatal mistake that caused his demise. You see, Tanjiro and Nezuko were going up against him. They were giving it their all, and it seemed like they were going to beat Rui. Tanjiro leapt in for the final kill and sliced at Rui's throat. He was overjoyed to see Rui decapitated, but moments later he realized what had happened. Rui had cut off his own head in order to save himself from Tanjiro's sword. Completely out of energy, Tanjiro collapsed to the ground as Rui walked over after insta-healing himself. The demon moon conjured up one of his most powerful moves, Murderous Eye Basket, and unleashed it at Tanjiro. But out of nowhere, the water hashira Giyu swooped in and destroyed the attack. Rui cursed at him and attacked Giyu with his most epic move, Cutting Thread Rotation, but Giyu countered it with water breathing 11th form.
Dead calm.
And moments later, Giyu killed Rui at supersonic speed. But Giyu was only able to kill Rui because the demon made one big mistake. See, Rui had a lot more power than he used in this fight. Muzan himself knew this and always expected Rui to kill high-level hashira. The only reason Rui died here is because of his special ability called Power Distribution. As you know, Rui shared his blood with several weaker demons and created a creepy spider family. But every time he shared his blood, he got weaker because that meant less of Muzan's blood was in his body. This is how Giyu was able to gain the upper hand. Now, Rui made a fatal mistake, but the way that these other 4 demon moons died is straight up depressing. See, Muzan called a meeting for all the lower moons, and he was angry. The lower moons were just too weak and they weren't killing enough hashira. While Muzan was lecturing them, the demon moon, Kamanue, started complaining in his head. The only problem was that Muzan could read his mind. Angry at Kamanue's complaints, Muzan grabbed him and crushed him to death. But right after this, Muzan read the demon moon, Mukago's mind, and found out that she always ran away when hashira were around. She begged for her life, but Muzan ate her with his weird tentacle thingy. And just when I thought all the killing was over, another terrified lower moon made a run for it. It looked like he was going to escape, but seconds later I saw blood splatter and the anime cut to Muzan holding that demon's head. Seeing all the other demon moons being brutally killed, Rokuro, the lower moon too, begged for his life. But Muzan had no intention of listening to him and finished the demon off. So far, Rui died because of a big mistake, and then the 4 other demons died because their boss was angry with them. The next demon died for the same reason. He got kicked out of the demon moons. He was too weak. You see, Kyogai was originally demon moon number 6. The lowest rank. But as time went by, he slowly stopped gaining strength from eating humans. Muzan noticed this and kicked him out of the group. Kyogai was angry, but he knew there was one way to get back into the group. The only issue? It was nearly impossible to achieve. He had to find a special human called a Marichi, who had extremely rare blood. This blood would help Kyogai become stronger and take back his role as Lower Moon 6. Kyogai finally managed to kidnap a Marichi and bring him back to his house. But just as the demon was about to devour the Marichi, our hero, Tanjiro, confronted and easily defeated Kyogai. No wonder he lost his demon moon rank. But you might lose out if you don't listen up. Right now, you can join me in one of the best hero collector fantasy RPG games and get over $20 worth of rewards. Bloodline Heroes of Lethas is a game where you can collect champions, fight hordes of enemies, build kingdoms, and raise heirs. Make your heirs stronger by combining the forces of various bloodlines such as orcs, lycans, demons, and dragonborn. I recommend experimenting with character type to find the most effective crossovers and unlock higher rarity variations by creating the strongest savior of Lethas. You can also become the next High Guardian by raising a new generation of heirs to fight alongside you on an epic journey. You'll travel through a culturally diverse and beautiful world and forge deep relationships with your allies. The best part is that you can court your allies as companions, increasing intimacy to unite your bloodlines and raise even more powerful champions. Don't wait any longer. It's time for you to shock the world with your skills. Choose your path and get started in Bloodline Heroes of Lethas by clicking the link in the description or scanning my QR code. And here's a little present for you. Use my gift code in the description to obtain rewards worth $20, and you'll get 20 intimacy packs, 100,000 gold, and 100 diamonds. Now, let's talk about Enmu, one of the strongest lower moons. He had an extremely strong demon art ability that allowed him to forcibly put anyone to sleep. And after putting the Flame Hashiro and Tanjiro to sleep during a train ride, he began to use his other demon demon abilities to try and kill them. See, one of Inmu's abilities allowed him to manipulate the dreams of the people he put to sleep, cause nightmares, and even death. Luckily, Tanjiro managed to escape the dream and attacked Inmu, who was on top of the train. Using his water breathing, Tanjiro jumped at Inmu, but there was one issue. Inmu forcibly made him fall asleep. Tanjiro quickly figured out how to break out of his sleep, but every time he broke out, Inmu would just make him fall asleep again. And after struggling for a bit, Tanjiro finally managed to cut off Inmu's head, but was surprised to find out it didn't do anything. Because while Tanjiro had been put to sleep earlier, Inmu had used a third demon art ability to fuse his body with the train they were on. Now, Tanjiro had to find where in the train Inmu's head was located while also protecting the 200 sleeping passengers. He did just that, and they were able to kill Inmu before he could cause any further nightmares. But let's talk about the guy who's so ugly, he's definitely causing nightmares. The Upper Demon Moon 6, Gyutaro. He technically shares this rank with his demon sister, Daki, but he's the real strong one. During Gyutaro and Daki's fight with Tanjiro and Tengen, they were a real menace. Gyutaro's poison was a deadly threat, while Daki's flying sashes were a constant harassment. Tengen lost his left hand and eye, while Tanjiro was stabbed through the jaw. Luckily, Tengen discovered the secret to defeating the demon sibling. You see, the demon slayers had to cut through Gyutaro and Daki's necks at the same time. I'm gonna be completely honest. Cutting through Daki's neck was way easier work, as the demon slayers did it multiple times throughout the fight. But every time they tried to cut off Gyutaro's head, he would overpower them. And it took Tengen getting shanked in the rib and Tanjiro being stabbed through the face for the demon slayers to discover a secret weapon. Tanjiro developed a demon slayer mark, and the extra power allowed him to cut through Gyutaro's neck. But I think the demon slayers messed up here because they didn't take advantage of the Wisteria poison dart. These darts had a special ability of paralyzing demons, but Tanjiro only used them twice in the entire fight. If the demon slayer's swords had been coated in the poison, they would have had a higher chance of defeating Gyutaro. But anyways, they had cut off Gyutaro's head, so now they only had to cut off Daki's. And Zenitsu was trying to do just that. He was fighting for his life with Daki and knew that he had to end this fight with her quickly, so he invented a whole new move in a split second. The first form of his thunder breathing, but this time at godlike speed. Daki taunted him because she just thought he was going to pull out the same move again, but seconds later, the sky flashed and Zenitsu had his sword at her neck, and his sword was cutting through. Daki unleashed her flying sashes at him, and it seemed like Zenitsu was gonna die here. But Inosuke sprang out of nowhere and not only blocked the sashes, but also helped Zenitsu finish cutting her neck. And just like that, the Upper Moon Rank 6 was defeated. Now, so far in the anime, 9 demon moons have been killed, while only 1 hashira has died, Kyojuro Rengoku, and I'm mad that he died. See, right after working his butt off to save the civilians on the train, Rengoku had to fight again, but this time against the Upper Rank 3 demon moon, Akaza. As the fight progressed, something interesting started happening. Rengoku started losing more and more stamina, while Akaza seemed to be completely fine. As Upper Rank 3, he just had a lot more stamina than Rengoku. But don't get it wrong, Rengoku fought with an insane amount of power. So much power that Akaza kept on complimenting him. In fact, after being attacked with Rengoku's flaming tiger ability, Akaza told the hashira that he should become a demon. Rengoku gave him a solid
"No thanks,"
and said that he hates demons. The two clashed again, and when the dust settled, I saw that Akaza had his arm through Rengoku's chest. But Rengoku wasn't done just yet. He swung his blade into Akaza's neck and little by little started slicing through. And to counter, Akaza swung a fist at the flame hashira's face, but with his other hand, Rengoku blocked it. Meanwhile, Tanjiro and Inosuke realized that the flame hashira needed help, so they ran towards the fight. But the demon Akaza saw that the sun was rising, so he tore himself off from Rengoku and ran into the forest. I'm not gonna lie, he ran from the fight, but are you gonna run from this other video? Click this video to see if you can answer these 28 Attack on Titan questions. They're pretty hard.